We are back for another one in the home garage. You guys don't see this garage much on the channel because this is my home shop area and we kind of use Lance's garage for everything. You might have seen it when he was doing our whole video on all of the vehicles that we have around. And since then, I have been doing kind of firing up all of our abandoned vehicles. We did the Hummer limo, which we've done a couple videos on. We did the NASCAR race car. A while back, we did the H2 and stuff. But there's one vehicle that you saw in his video, but otherwise, I have not done a project type or startup or anything in like 5 years. It's terrible. But it is one of my most fun cars to drive. And that is hiding back there in the corner, the Skeleton Sky. That's right, piled back in here, completely covered up, is the Skeleton Sky. This is our 2006 Saturn Sky that is completely stripped down and is now, as you can see, nothing more than a shelf. This got pushed back in here. It used to be out there. That was because we had, when my dad passed away, all of his stuff that we were sorting out between the kids here ended up over on there. And in this bay, we got that bay cleaned out. But anyways, this got pushed up because of that. And we're still not 100% done with sorting some of that stuff, which is nuts. But I would love to get this thing out because we're doing some home renovations and I kind of need to get this area. Like that's our old furnace, which is going to be removed. Doing some stuff. This window's got to come out and we're going to build, you can actually see there's a wall being built out there and we're going to open this up. Lots of stuff that doesn't really have to do with cars, but this car needs to move. I'm curious if it'll even start. It's been so long. I think this was last started and shown on the channel really back in like 2020, 21 maybe. So my only real option here to do this, but I'm here by myself today, is to do the time lapse. They're not my favorite thing, but it is the thing that we're going to have to do today. So I'm going to get all of this stuff out of here. And then I'll meet back up with you when it's time to start the Sky, unless something else really exciting happens in the meantime. But that, I think, is going to be the next thing. So let's just take our time, get after it. Luckily, I have the world's oldest air conditioner out here, and it is 95 or 100 degrees outside today. And I don't know, like 95% humidity. So it is scorching. I'm going to pop that guy on and work in the comfort of the home garage today. Well, a few hours later, we got a clear path out of the garage for the Skeleton Sky. A few things I forgot. One is that the connector for the mass airflow sensor is completely ripped off. It looks like I tried to splice it or something at one point in time. Not sure. But it always ran okay, actually. And O2 sensors and all that stuff are unplugged too. So it's kind of a miracle that it ever started. And I'm just going to cross my fingers here that it does today. But yeah, we got it all cleared out. Got some construction dust. Looks like some PVC pipe in there. And the keys, which are an important thing. Now see, you turn this, nothing happens. And that's mainly because we have no battery in it. So we got to go get the jump pack and see if she'll fire off. All right, now the goal is to remember that I have this guy sitting here later. All right. All right, so we should have turned this guy. We're very sophisticated. Oh, hold on. I don't know if I remember. Do I have to push the clutch? All right. Oh. Oh, I think we have to turn the key. right, we're getting there. I don't know why turning the key really makes it better, but... Starting to get happier. Let's see if we can back up a little bit here. All tires are flat. All right, I'm gonna open up the door so we don't completely die in here. I'll let her run, I guess. Looks like we got a quarter tank of fuel, if that's right. Also, this thing only has 43,000 miles on it, which is nuts. Will these hold air? Let's find out. I put new valve guts and everything. Oh, these have a little bit of dry rot all around. This is actually one of the much better ones. All right, check her out. We got all the tires up. They're all holding. This one is pretty bad. However, it's not the worst one. The worst one would go to this one over here, I think, because there's no tread on it. However, this one up here has enough tread to cover for that one. So if you average out all the tread, it's not too bad. And this one is not, this one's not really dry rotted either. So I count that as a win. It's almost like there's, you know, 25% tread life tires on here. So I'm going to count that with that math and be good. Let's refire it. I don't have a battery, but it seems to run okay without the battery in. Now, even I could not remember the starting process the first time. Now, see this guy here. Let's see. It is on, right? Yeah. So you got to turn the key. Well, hold on. Maybe I don't remember it. Okay. Key off, key on. Should come back here. Let's see here. There we go. Ah! Back her outside. Might need that later. Okay, now this is an important car to have your seat belt on, okay? I'm just gonna tell you that right now because sometimes you just fall out onto the ground if you don't wear it. All right, my alignment's a little bit off, I think. It could be that the steering wheel's almost upside down that tells me that. I'm not sure. My phone is only magneted on here, so magnet. It's holding on by a magnet. Nope, car coming up the road. I'm gonna wait for that. An older lady. I think she was super impressed from what I can tell. not my best driving in the world, but I kind of forgot how fun this thing actually is. My only concern is I feel like there might be an air bubble in the cooling system. I'm not 100% sure. It didn't pop up with anything on the dash, but I can't get to the coolant temps. I'm slightly concerned about overheating, and it's so hot out here. But I think we should, on the blacktop back there, you can see what we did before. You couldn't really tell because I had the camera inside the car. We did like a up the hill thing. It wasn't really planned, but that's how it happened. This thing is a lot like one of those Razor, like drift little scooter go-kart things. And it seems like maybe, I don't even know, it seems way slicker in the rear than when, like, the last time I drove it. Like, I remember being able to spin the tires and do a donut and stuff like that with no issue. But now it is like driving on ice. Like, I couldn't believe it when I went up the road over there. I don't know if we left tire marks down there or not. It looks as though we may have. Yeah, there's the shift there. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it just smoked it. Like, and I wasn't really trying the whole way up the hill there. But what I want to see is some smoke. I've never really gotten any good smoke from the tires, so we're going to go to the blacktop down there and see if we can get any smoke from these tires. All right, that was pretty fun. Not my best there. It took me a couple of minutes to remember exactly how this thing kind of works, and it really is like driving on ice with the rear tires. Like, it's kind of crazy, but we did get a little bit of smoke, just a little bit. But I think these tires are so hard, and if I put new sealer on that, I bet it would really smoke nicely. But so yeah, and on the other thing is, not trying to make excuses, but I have not had a ton of cars to actually like spin around in stuff. Most of our stuff's been like trucks, and I mean, I can do a burnout in the Duramax. That's completely different than something like this. So kind of just learning. I've never done any drifting. That'd be pretty cool, actually. Even though I don't love it as a sport, but the driving part of it I think would be super fun. So yeah, it took a minute there to get the hang of it again, but I do love this thing. I would feel so much better if it had a roll cage around it, just because so you don't die. So that would be good. Because I did think about that one time. I thought, if you spun out and hit that tree right there, that would not be good. So, yeah, fan is not running. I knew there was something with the coolant, and I couldn't remember because it's been 5 years now. I know it's obviously topped off. But there's something where I don't remember whether it popped up and said it was hot or what, that I'm thinking that there was an issue with the cooling system. I don't think it's the water pump, but or anything like that. I think it either had an air bubble or maybe it was just the fan not working. Nothing popped up today. Actually, this has no check engine lights on, but I also think the only thing that displays, I'm trying to remember, I guess the RPM gauge works. Yeah, RPM gauge works. And the mileage works at least, and I think we need the button that has the like info in there if we want to scroll through the other stuff on the odometer, but I feel like it would pop up with a warning light if it was really overheating. I don't know. Anyways, she starts, she runs, could use a battery probably. And And that's good news, and I'm glad to have it out of the garage. We'll probably take it over to the shop and put it up in the barn, at least for now. But this thing's so fun. I really do enjoy it. So, all right, I appreciate you guys following along. I think this ends our abandoned series of getting the cars actually out and running that we've kind of let go. So until we get to maybe the OBS, but that's going to be a little bit yet. Then when we do that one, that'll be that we're actually going to do the swap. So, all right. Appreciate you guys following along. Have a great night.